Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show, the brand new spreadsheet for today. We're starting the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Say hello in the chat. Do me a favor when you come in, or if you start watching this video, hit that like. And if you're watching on your phone, tap the screen, make little hearts pop up. I read that helps you with engagement. So hopefully we can grow the show a little bit more this year. Okay, we could reach our goal of 500 subscribers. All right. Anyway, welcome back. Today we're starting, like I said, a new spreadsheet with the buys for 2025 only. So we're starting fresh. If you're new to Bitcoin and you're wondering to yourself, am I too late? Am I too late to buying Bitcoin? Did I miss the bus? It's already at $94,732. Am I too late? I didn't buy when it was at 15.5, when it was at 20, when it was at 25, when it was at 24, when it was at 50, when it was at 58, when it was at 62, when it was at 70, when it was at 72. I didn't buy when it was at 80. I didn't buy when it was at 85. I didn't buy when it was at 90. And now I'm thinking about, I might be too late. Am I too late to start buying Bitcoin in 2025? And the short answer is no. But you have to understand why I say no. And I can tell you, but you have to go do the research yourself. And I know it sounds like a lot, but a lot of people spend more time doing research on their fantasy football team and the stats of the players than they do thinking about Bitcoin and learning about this awesome technology that that will grow your wealth. Round of applause from the live studio audience for the first comment of 2025. The winner is Mr. McLovin. What up, McLovin? Round of applause from the live studio audience and a gong. Happy 2025. Happy 2025. So, yeah, if you're thinking about getting into Bitcoin, you think to yourself, am I too late? Am I too late? Did I miss the bus? No, you haven't missed the bus. Okay? But the one thing I do recommend is that you study it before you start investing in it, because when it does dip, you'll be committed and you'll understand why the dips don't matter. And what matters is whoever has the most Bitcoin wins, or stack as much Bitcoin as you can. Is it ever too late to get off a sinking ship? Exactly, McLovin. Exactly. Right? Is it ever too late to jump in a lifeboat, to jump on a more stable vessel? Right? So that is the beginning. Walk up if you're new to the show. I hope you have a wonderful 2025. I wish you the best. Let's get started by checking the price of Bitcoin today during a segment we call Bitcoin Strength. What is the Bitcoin Strength today? Today, on January 1st, 2025. Sounds crazy to say that. The price of Bitcoin is $94,758. Today you can buy 1,055 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So you don't need to buy $94,000 worth of Bitcoin right off the bat. You can buy as little as $1, depending on your exchange, right? And let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day, that penny could be worth 10 Satoshis for a single penny. So it's cheap, right? You're buying fractions of a Satoshi. When we started this show a few years ago, almost a few years ago, not even 2 years, we're getting 40 Satoshis for a single penny. And now we're only getting 10 Satoshis, barely. Okay, so that tells you that the purchasing power of the dollar is losing power against Bitcoin. And you need more and more of the weaker money to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Okay, pretty wild, right? All right, let's bring it back. Dang. It's crazy. It feels like just another day. But I'm so excited to start the new form. I'm so excited to start the new savings, the new Bitcoin savings sheet for 2025. So if you're new, follow along. 0.01 BTC for under 1K is a great buy. That's true. That's true. 0.01 for under 1K. That's true. McLovin. It's crazy. It's crazy to see how yeah. Dang. Wild. Okay. So that is the Bitcoin strength segment. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's end the music and get into the next segment of the show. Why we stack. Why we stack is basically me on here ranting about why you should be saving in Bitcoin. Okay? Let's look at the U.S. national debt. Currently at $36.29 trillion. And guess what? I think the interest on that is $1 trillion. I forget how frequent it is, but the interest on that alone is like more than our GDP. Okay? So when you hold your value in dollars, it's like letting your friend that is in debt to his eyeballs borrow money. Okay? The government is going to continue to print money, and when they print money, your savings that are in dollars lose purchasing power. Okay? Because the bigger the supply, the more pizza slices they make in a pizza, the less food each actual slice is, right? Because by making more slices of pizza, it doesn't make more pizza. It just makes more slices, and each slice is still a representation of the whole, and the whole did not change. So when you slice up even more and more, each slice is worth less and less, right? So same thing with the money. As the money supply increases, yeah, they're making more bills, they're making more currency, but the value that currency represents hasn't grown, right? So in essence, each unit of that money has less and less purchasing power. So that's why we save in Bitcoin, right? We save in Bitcoin, we take custody of that Bitcoin, and we repeat, right? We chill. We don't sell. We don't trade. We don't buy ordinals, poop coins, wizard stuff. What else? We don't put our money in a yield product where they hold our Bitcoin and they give us yield for it. No, you don't need that. Bitcoin itself, just holding the Bitcoin itself, is more profitable than putting in a yield account where you're at risk of them stealing your Bitcoin. Okay, so real simple. On this channel, we buy Bitcoin, we take custody of that Bitcoin, and we repeat. Okay, that's it. It's pretty simple. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little bit later in the show the stats for what we've been doing so far. You'll be able to see all of our buys that we've done since the beginning of this show. We're about a year and 8 months into it. You'll get to see all that. We'll do a recap for 2025, see where our profits are, see where our gains are. And again, we're not selling. The goal here for the show is to get to 1 Bitcoin. All right. Well, let's wrap things up here for the Why We Stack segment. Why we stack? We stack because we know that saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold that Bitcoin. All right. Hopefully the music wasn't too loud over that. You guys could hear that. But if you're new, that is what we do here. If you've been here, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all your help. If you could do me a favor, if you're watching live, tap the screen or tap the little heart in the corner, or 100% or smiles, whatever. That way, sorry, I was about to say Bitcoin. That way YouTube sees that we have some kind of interactions, and hopefully they will promote the video out to our other subscribers. All right. That said, let me take a breath. That said, let's go into the stack recap. Wow. You're already at the stack recap. So there it is. I put some dummy data in here just so it doesn't look weird. So let's take this out. Okay. So there it is, our new spreadsheet for 2025. There is our sheet for today's buy. If you're new to the show, here is the sheet for the show so far. We have a 0.320284439 Bitcoin. And again, our goal is to get to one whole Bitcoin eventually, right? We're doing it through different methods. We buy Bitcoin here every day, $20 a day. And today, we're also gonna buy $20. So let's get started. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. You think so, McLevin? Add another digit? I mean, if they're worth that much, it makes sense. That would be crazy, McLevin, if we get to that level. It'd be crazy in a cool way. It'd be crazy, but like awesome. You know? All right. Yeah. I mean, there's not that much detail to show since we just started in 2025, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the spreadsheet real quick. Okay, so spreadsheet's pretty self-explanatory. The date we bought the Bitcoin, how much Bitcoin we bought, and how much we paid for that Bitcoin, and how much is the Bitcoin worth currently, and how much Bitcoin we actually got in the form of Bitcoin and in the form of Satoshis. And then this tells you the weighted average, and in this case it'll be the same as regular average. But yeah, this will have our total Bitcoin for the year 2025. This will have the total Bitcoin denominated in Satoshis for 2025, and the total cost we paid, and the value of the actual holdings we have for 2025. So today, right now, we're gonna buy the first stack of 2025. Now that we know how much, and the rules are, when the price of Bitcoin is, in this case here, when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price, which we don't have one yet, we're gonna buy $40 worth of Bitcoin. When the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price for 2025, we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. If the price of Bitcoin drops below the lowest price that we've bought at in 2025, then we'll do a quadruple stack. We'll buy $80 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. And you'll be able to track all the buys here for 2025, just like we tracked all the buys here for 2024. And all of these buys, including the ones from 2025 and 2024, will be combined into the cumulative sheet here that tracks all of the buys on all of the episodes of what used to be called the Stack Sats show, but now we call it the Stack Bitcoin show. So this is a proof of stack, okay? Proof of work, proof that we sat here and did videos for each one of these purchases, okay? All right, so like I said, now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. I was about to say stats. I was about to say stack some sats, but let's stack some Bitcoin. Time to stack some Bitcoin. All right. Pulling up the old phone. Going into the Strike app. Oh, there it is. I'm going to hit the buy button. I'm going to key in $20 worth of Bitcoin. Buying that right now on the Stack Bitcoin show. First purchase of 2025. Hit me up with some hearts, some emojis in the chat so I can the little tap the screens to make it do stuff so we can get some more people in here. Here we go. There it is. Cutting the music, starting the drum roll. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin. Hit confirm, and I'm buying $20 worth of Bitcoin on the Stack Bitcoin show. There it is. Just made it rain Satoshis, made it rain fractions of a Bitcoin. And just like that, when we stack, We chill. Let me add this to the spreadsheet for 2025. It looks so cool. I'm so excited about this. There it is. First purchase of 2025. We bought at $94,791.72 Bitcoin. We paid what? Paid what? We paid $20. Sorry, I got a brain fog there. And then we got, no, it's worth, that'll get calculated. We got 0.000200909 Bitcoin, which, ooh, am I missing a calculation here? And I'm missing something here. There we go. Which is 2,909 Satoshis. And yes, we are in the negative because the fee was subtracted from that purchase. So it's expected. It's as expected. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. What is this missing here? What's this in here? What's missing here? Hang on. Am I missing a... Let's see. Oh yeah, I was missing a calculation. Okay, there it is. There it is. The new spreadsheet for 2025 has begun. We've begun to populate it, and now from here, we know that tomorrow, BTC Mungai in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for BTC Mungai. Hey, good to see you. Happy New Year. Hope all is well. We started a new spreadsheet for 2025. This is our 2024 statistics, BTC Mungai. We set aside $7,245 and accumulated about 12.2 million Satoshis, 0.122 Bitcoin. And now we're starting the whole process again for the noobs, for the new Bitcoiners, for the newbies, for the fresh plebs, for the freshly orange pilled. They want to see an example of how it's done. Here it is. Here it is. Stacking. We did our first stack of 2025. We bought $20 worth of Bitcoin. We got 20,909 Satoshis. There it is. Just like that. Right? Where's my Q&A section? There it is. McLovin says, Roman, I'm really excited. I recently paid off my credit card. I will resume stacking again. Yes! Bro. That's super good. That's super good. I am, I think I'm a few payments away from paying off my truck. I'm a few payments away from paying off my truck, and I'm just gonna put that. I have it automatically paying my truck, right? And so I don't count on that money. That money to me is like money I don't even touch. It just goes right into my payment, right? So what I'm gonna do on the same mindset that you had there, McLovin, is I'm gonna take that payment and just DCA it. Right? Same frequency. I pay my car payment weekly because it's like helps with getting it paid off sooner, and you pay less interest over time, even though the interest is not that much, right? So I'm still making the minimum payment on it on my debt, because my debt is it's cheap debt, right? The interest rate is really good, so it's cheap debt. I don't want to pay it off too fast, but I am paying it weekly just so it's frequent. And I'm gonna take that weekly payment and just move it over to maybe on I don't know if I'm gonna do Swan or if I'm gonna do Strike. I think Strike, because after a while Strike just gives you free purchases if you're DCAing automatically, right? I haven't been able to take advantage of the Strike no fees because I have to buy live during the show. So if I were just buying $20 worth of Bitcoin each what's it called? If I was just buying $20 worth of Bitcoin each day, like I'm doing here with the automation on the app, it would do it for it wouldn't charge me a fee. So it's kind of nice. But anyway, once my payment is done, I'm also going to do that, McLovin. Just keep stacking that money. Boom, boom, boom. Stack, stack, stack. Right? Because I know we never know. Right? We never know when it's going to go crazy. And then you get left behind, right? At the airport, at the launch site, you get left just watching the rocket take off, right? Being debt free and stacking BTC is a good strategy. That's right. It's wild. But you know what, McLovin? I'm not in a hurry to be debt free. Okay, let me tell you. This is a good topic, actually. I'm not in a hurry to be debt free because, like, I'm still making income. Like, I still have a regular job. You still have a regular job, right? If you could, I'm not saying you should go get in debt, right? But maybe depends on the interest on that debt. I know, like, what's his face? Vikingo says stay solvent, right? Which I get. He doesn't want any debt, right? But I say, shoot, if you can get money at a cheap rate, and use it today, and then the interest rate is not too high, so you can use that money that's like a credit card, for example, right? And this is not financial advice, guys. It's just me, like, thinking out loud. If you have a credit card or something, or like a line of credit that's like not, where the interest rate is not too high, or you have a loan, I don't know. Anyway, let's just go with credit card. It's some kind of credit that's like not, the interest rate is not too high. Would it make more sense to use that credit card? To use that credit card for the stuff you need to buy, like day to day, I guess, and stack your actual income into Bitcoin, and you'll be able to stack harder. Does that make sense? Like you stack most of your paycheck. You'll stack most of your paycheck, and you live off that credit card for a couple months. I don't know, and I don't know, or you just make the minimum payments on that credit card. I don't know. Maybe not a credit card. Maybe like a car payment would work. Something more reasonable. Like, for example, if you had the cash to buy a new car, right? Let's say you're gonna buy a used car. It's gonna be like $10,000 or something, right? I don't know how much used cars are. And you have the cash, or you have the money in your account, or you have the Bitcoin, and you're gonna sell Bitcoin to get this car, right? Well, it makes better sense to get the loan for the car, right? And they say they give you a good interest rate, and you just kind of continue to stack what you need to stack and only pay the minimum payment on your car, because that interest rate is lower compared to the gains you're going to get in Bitcoin by having your money in Bitcoin. And so the longer you can extend that loan with cheap debt, the longer you can hold on to that cheap debt, the more you're winning. Because remember, inflation works against banks just like it works against us. Inflation works against lenders, right? Because a loan is denominated in dollars, right? And if the loan is denominated in dollars, you're going to get paid. They expect to get paid a certain amount of dollars, a certain number, right? But they don't say what year those dollars need to be paid. They don't say the value or the year that those dollars need to get paid on. You know what I mean? Like a dollar today buys more than a dollar in a year, right? But the loan is denominated in dollars, so you still need to hit a certain amount of dollars. So if I could borrow, let's say $100 today, right, at a whatever interest rate, let's say 3 or 4%, and I, instead of spending my $100, I borrow $100, I stack the actual $100 that I have into Bitcoin, right? And then I use the $100 that I borrowed for whatever I need to pay. And then in the future, I pay back those $100 with weaker money, right? And so there's an arbitrage there, right? Anyway, it's just something like that. Like, don't be in too much of a hurry to get out of debt if your debt is cheap, right? Cheap debt might be working for you, right? So yeah, it's nice to be done with debt. Yes, debt gets sorry. Yes, I agree, McLevin. Debt gets cheaper over time. I've pondered this a lot. I'm banking on it, dude. I'm banking on it. Okay. The Grom for 21 Moto, that thing's financed, dude. Like, the Grom is financed. I got it off the lot with zero down, zero down, and just fully financed by, like, I think it was like a Honda loan from the manufacturer, right? And like, yeah, I could have easily paid for it outright, but no, I wanted to get it. So in essence, I got a motorcycle for free. Yeah, I'm making payments on it in monthly payments now, right? But even still, the monthly payments I'm making now with the interest rate I got on that Grom it makes more sense for me to just hold that money in Bitcoin than to take it out to buy something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's an arbitrage there. There's something there for sure that you can work. And so, yeah, it's probably better to make minimum payments on those debts that you have, so you don't default, right? But the longer you can push it out, especially if you have a lower interest rate, the better it is for you to just take the money and put it into Bitcoin. So it's kind of like the example we always go back to, right? With the where is it? BTC Goods? No, it's not BTC Goods. Is it? Yeah, it is BTC Goods. It's kind of like this example, right? Where we do the mortgage. Right, this mortgage could be something else. It could be your car payment. It could be, car payment, mortgage, whatever. Rent, I guess rent, right? You take your mortgage and you're paying $2,500 for mortgage or for rent, right? And we take that mortgage back in January 1st, 2023. That was able to buy you 15.2 million Satoshis, dude. And now that $2,500 only buys you 2.6 million Satoshis, right? And that's in 2 years. So in 2 years, your debt that you've been kind of just like paying minimum payments on, and instead of paying the extra payments on your debt, you took that money and you put it into Bitcoin. Now that extra money you set aside in Bitcoin is going to cover your payment for like over 6 months, right? Because 15.2 million Satoshis covers, what is that? I haven't even done the math in a while. Let's see, is that 6 payments? Let's see, 15.2 divided by 2.6. Yeah, almost 6 payments. That one extra payment that you didn't send to finish paying off your car or finish off paying off your mortgage or whatever, right? You delayed it a little bit, and yeah, delayed it for a couple. In this case, we delayed it for a year, for exactly 2 years. Today, this payment 2 years ago would buy you 15.2 million Satoshis. And today that same payment will only buy you 2.6 million Satoshis, right? So if you had the means to do double payments on your debt because you wanted to be done with your debt and be quote unquote, what do you say it? What do we say it's called? Solvent, right? You're paying extra money and it's money that's like has more purchasing power because it's older money, right? So if you were to take that second payment, instead of making that second payment on that same month, you bought Bitcoin with that second payment instead of trying to pay your house ahead of time or your car ahead of time. Now that one extra payment that you set aside is actually going to cover you for 6 months. And if you did that two months in a row, now those extra 2 months worth of savings 2 years ago, today will pay for a whole year of your payment if you even have a whole year left, right? So it's pretty cool. I really like that idea, and I'm learning to use that more and more. Also, there's I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but it's pretty cool. The $20 my friend owes me for high school is worth 75 cents today. Yes. Yeah, but you know what? Your friend messed up. No, you messed up because you denominated it in dollars, bro. You should have said $20 worth of value. You should have said I'll lend you $20, but you got to pay me back $20 worth of value from whatever that year was. Be like, hey, you know, that's funny. That's so funny. But yeah, that's insane, right, McLevin? When you think of it that way, McLevin, when you think of it that way, $20 worth of value back then, in today's money, it's only going to buy you about 75 cents worth of stuff, right? And that is where you see like the problem with the money. Like the fact that you can make comments like that means that you understand that, right? And if you're watching here for the first time, you're new to Bitcoin and it's 2025, you're trying to figure out if you should do it, you should do it. Okay, let's do this real quick. That way we share something with somebody that's new, right? If you're new to Bitcoin and you're trying to figure out, is it worth it? Should I be saving in Bitcoin like this guy's talking about? Ultimately, the decision is yours. You're the one that has to hit the buy button, right? You're the one that has to go sign up for an exchange, hit the buy button, take that Bitcoin off the exchange into your own custody wallet that you have the keys for, right? That's up to you. It's all you, right? But let me show you, okay? October 3rd, 2023, we started tracking my favorite burrito. It's carne asada, beans, cheese, and sour cream. That burrito cost me $13.70. At the price of Bitcoin at that time, it would cost me 49,603 satoshis, or 0.0004960 Bitcoin. Okay. Today, at the price of Bitcoin today, that same burrito still costs $13.70. So if I was just operating in the dollar system, I wouldn't notice a difference. My burrito has been $13.70 this whole time, and the price hasn't gone up. There's no inflation, right? Well, wrong, because you've actually lost opportunity to gain wealth by holding the dollars. If you would have been holding the Bitcoin instead, the same Bitcoin that you would use before, 49,603 satoshis to buy this burrito, now the burrito costs you 70% less, and you're basically paying 14,471 satoshis for it. So you're paying like a way discounted price for that same burrito, even though in the dollar system, in the dollar matrix, it still costs $13.70. When you put your when you put your laser eyes on and you get orange pilled and you understand that saving in Bitcoin is a way, now whatever it took for you to make enough money to buy a burrito back then, now can buy you, I don't know, 2 or 3 burritos. Is it 2? 15? Yeah, almost 4 burritos. You get my almost 4 burritos with the savings of one burrito. And that's not even a whole year away. Is it? Oh, it is a year away. A little bit over a year. Right? It's pretty wild. Same thing with milk. Milk used to cost me 25,509 satoshis. Today, milk cost me 7,383 satoshis. Right? It's still $6.99 a gallon. I buy the good stuff, guys. I buy the good stuff. It's still $6.99 a gallon, but it's 71% off since October. And I've only started tracking since October. I'm sure if you look back a year back, 2 years back, like we did with the mortgage, it'd be a lot more. It'd be actually 82% off, right? So to McLevin's point, if you've been saving in Bitcoin, this is only after 2 years, right? If you've been saving in Bitcoin long enough, everything is going to be cheaper for you, right? Imagine if I just walked in here and told you, hey, do you know, if somebody stopped you on the street, look, your mom sent you to the market to sell the cow because you guys need to buy some food and buy some food, right, to bring back to the house. And on the way to the market, an old man stopped you and said, hey, if you give me that cow, I'll show you how you can turn your savings. If you sign with that cow, I'm going to give you this knowledge that will make the price of your existence, the cost of your living, go down continuously, right, for the rest of your life, and for the rest of your kids' life and their kids' life and generations beyond, right? You'd be like, man, I'm in a fairy tale. That's crazy. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk, right? And you're like, yeah, would you pass that up? You'd probably pass it up. You think it was kidding. You think it was a fairy tale, right? But it's not a fairy tale, right? It's right there. It's black. It's right there in black and white, blue, orange, green, and yellow, right? It's right there. It's costing me around $150 to renovate my bathroom. Oh my God. Oh, bro. Oh, dude. If BTC Moon Guy dropping the hammer, dude, that's awesome. Awesome. But yeah, it's true, right? So I am the guy standing in the middle of the street trying to get you to I don't even want your cow. Okay, I don't even want your cow. I just want you to go sell that freaking cow and buy Bitcoin with the profits of it, right? And hold it for a minimum of 4 years, and your life will change. This is life-changing stuff, okay? And the sooner you get started, the better. All right? That is what I genuinely want for you, okay? I want you to succeed, and no matter what you do, how many jobs you work, you can have 2 jobs and an Uber on the side. You can be married and both of you have 2 jobs and do Uber together, right? 4 incomes and a side hustle, right? You and your significant other. You will never, ever be able to generate value faster than the rate at which you're getting debased on. Look at it. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. There it is. That is how fast the debt is growing. And this is not even accounting for when a bank issues new debt that also increases the money supply. So it's actually, the money supply is growing faster than what you see here. Faster than what you see here. Okay. Oh, here's when I was saying 100,000, I was saying it here like a 100,000 in additional debt. Okay. There's no way you can generate enough value with your time or with an invention, unless it's something that's like earth-shattering, life-changing invention, where you have the one thing that nobody else has, and you made this new thing, and the world needs that thing, and you monetize it, and you're able to generate wealth that way, right? It'll be very, very rare. Okay, but just regular people like you and I working day to day, no freaking way you'll outrun the money printer. No freaking way you'll outrun the money printer and the banks issuing debt. When the banks issue debt, that money that they lend came from nothing. Okay, they created that money in their system, and by creating that money in the system, they put new money in the economy. And when they do that, that's like slicing the pizza more and more, right? You're creating more units of it, and so the debt's going up. The government has to print money, and banks have to give loans, and the money supply continues to increase. If you're holding that dollar, you're losing purchasing power. You're getting debased. So that's why we stack Bitcoin. Okay, simple. That's why we can say things like the cost of your day-to-day will continue to go down if you're holding Bitcoin. Okay, all right. Hopefully that wasn't too intense for the first episode of 2025. I'm ready for 2025. I'm excited. Got my Bitcoin shirt on. It is a runaway train. I love it. But I hope maybe my commentary is a runaway train. Anyway, I'm super excited about 2025. So stoked to continue to do the show and grow as a broadcaster / content creator, grow as a channel. Do me a favor, guys, invite your friends here to the channel. You guys know what I'm about. Okay. If you have a friend that needs to get orange pilled and you don't want to do the orange pilling, if you have a friend that's asking you about Bitcoin, but you don't have the time to explain it to them, send him over. I want them to ask questions in the chat, to leave questions in the comments. I will take the time to answer those questions. I'm here for that. That's what I want to do. I understand it enough to be dangerous, and I want to help people understand it. Pipeline Podcast in the house. What up, dude? Good to see you in here. Round of applause for Pipeline Podcast. Good for tuning in. Do you think that one satisfied will ever equal current BTC price theoretically, because only 1% of people have adopted BTC and recognize it as a legitimate store of value, do I think that one satisfied? What the heck is that satisfied? Maybe think. To me, I don't know. I don't know what a satisfied is. Is that some kind of poop coin? We're not be talking poop coins in my chat, bro. You have more sats than you had last year. You are on the right track. What up, Carlos? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos Jaramillo in the house. Happy New Year, Carlos. Feliz Año Nuevo. Woo. Yeah, so Pipeline Podcast, welcome, dude. Yeah, I think it means Satoshi. Do you think that one Satoshi will ever equal the current price of Bitcoin? That would be a crazy price. I don't even know what that would be. I'm sure eventually it will, but probably not in my lifetime. Like McLovin was saying, it's possible that if that's the case, we've subdivided beyond the 8 digits, right? Like 0.0000000000000 Bitcoin. Like maybe we have to add a couple more zeros if the price of Bitcoin keeps going up like this. We'll need to subdivide into smaller fractions of it. But that would require a code change, wouldn't it? And I don't know how that would work. But I think eventually, I don't think we're going to use Bitcoin as like a day-to-day currency as people expect. Right? This doesn't make sense. We're going to use a form of it, maybe like Lightning, right? Or we'll have a currency that's backed by Bitcoin. Right? Maybe we'll have a currency that's backed by Bitcoin. That might be how they do it. Like when the dollar dies and the next currency comes up, it'll probably be backed by Bitcoin instead of gold or by promises. Hopefully, right? But yeah, so I don't think we'll see that value in our lifetimes, but still, it's worth investing in. It's worth saving in, right? But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you back here soon. I'll check out your podcast later today. See what it's about. But if it's poop coins, I'm gonna block you, bro. No, actually, no. I'm not gonna block you. I mean, we were all guilty of poop coining when we started out, maybe, right? So let's not crucify the poop coiners right away. We'll give them a chance to change their way. If you have more sats than you have, okay, sorry. Valuing Bitcoin in dollars will become meaningless at some point. Exactly, McLevin. What's it? Jeff Booth talks about that, right? That if you value Bitcoin in dollar, you're actually part of the problem. And I want to understand that concept. I really do, but I just my brain doesn't work that way. Like I kind of get what he's saying, but I'm stuck in the matrix in that way, right? I want to not look at the world in terms of dollars, and for the most part, I look in the world in terms of Bitcoin, right? Like whenever I go to spend money, I say like, hey, well, is it better for me to spend Bitcoin, right, or to save that in Bitcoin? But I am pricing it against the dollar, right? So it's hard, right? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like I want to understand that concept, dude. And no matter how many times I rewatch, this year I'm gonna try to understand that concept a little bit better. I get it. I think what he's trying to say is like, hey, if you're into Bitcoin, you should get into it and do things for Bitcoin, like work in Bitcoin. And well, in a way, I think I am part of that ecosystem where I'm spending my time learning about Bitcoin and teaching Bitcoin, right? So in a way, I am living the Bitcoin standard, but I still price it in dollars sometimes. Well, most of the time, I still price it in dollars. So I think that's where I'm failing. But I don't understand exactly how I'm failing. I just yeah. You need to mine it, Roman, so you understand how hard it makes. Oh, dude, Carlos, bro, I used to mine a lot. Okay, I was doing. I had two. What are they called? S19J Pros, dude. I was mining hard, bro. Like I was mining. A couple. Anyway, so I understand the mining process. It's hard, right? But I still don't understand or completely comprehend Jeff Booth's point about if you're pricing Bitcoin in dollars, you're part of the problem. Like that, I need to figure that out. So maybe this year I'll give more time to try to analyze it and figure it out. How many sats you get per day and how how much energy you need. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're in Bitcoin, I do recommend that you kind of like just play with at least a hobby miner, so you guys can check that out. All right, so that is the show for January 1st, 2024. Yeah, dude, those yeah, it was loud too. Oh, let me pause this music. It was loud, McLovin. I set up I'm serious. I set up I forget what kind of connector it is. It's like a plug that's like round. It's got three pegs, and you push it in and twist it. I set up a plug to have like 240 volt power, and I think it was 30 amps, a 30 amp circuit. And man, I was pulling like 26 amps out of that thing, dude. Those things were screaming, and I had them set up. It rocked, dude. I had a whole script set up so I can like anyway, those were the days. I don't mind anymore, but I've been through the process. I have the setup, I have the connection stuff, but my miners basically I mine them into the ground. They pay themselves off, and the hardware is not worth running anymore, or worth repairing, right? And right now, I would rather buy the Bitcoin than invest the same amount of money into hardware that I have to run for 2 or 3 years to break even, right? Because you still have to pay for the power and all that before you can break even. So it's going to take 2 or 3 years to break even on that equipment. Plus you're running it, plus the noise, plus the other stuff, right? And so at these prices, I think it doesn't make sense for me, it doesn't make sense to mine it, or to mine it in a big way, right? So just because like with that kind of equipment, the price varies so much that when Bitcoin is up in price, like they pump the prices, right? Actually, I should probably sell my old miners, see if anybody will buy them. Anyway, let's wrap up the show. All right, lots of good stuff today, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Tap the screen, put out those hearts, put out those smiley faces, or the 100%, whatever it takes. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another one, where we will continue to talk about Bitcoin and stack it, and hopefully orange pill some beginners. Okay, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.